Welcome into the PHNX Cardinals Halftime Show. I'm Johnny Venable. He's Saul Bookman, the great Frank Sanders, number 81 here. Halftime, LA Rams at the Arizona Cardinals. Not a bad second quarter, but a lot to clean up, Saul.
Yeah, fucking block somebody for crying out loud. Jesus. I mean, how many times are we going to see Leonard Floyd just bust right through the line? They got to slow that down. The pressure seemed like it started to alleviate itself a little bit towards the end of the second half. Kyler got a little bit more time to throw. You started to see some plays being made. I'm hoping we get to see more of the same in the second half, minus A.J. Green, for God's sake.
What's wrong
please.
with AJ? Is he toast, Frank?
I can't say he's toast, but he definitely he's got a little roll going on in his life right now. He's probably Hawaiian roll right now.
As a friend of mine said, when we asked if Chris Paul was washed, he's not washed, but he's getting close to the bathtub.
Well, thankfully, Greg Dortch stepped up. Hollywood Brown had a fantastic first half. And listen, the Cardinals did absolutely nothing in that first quarter. Give credit to the defense, which I know didn't look great early on, but forced a couple, 3 and outs and got that punt. Cardinals came right back. Greg Dortch had that nice catch right before the half. Hollywood Brown, how about this? 8 for 87, basically uncoverable outside of the one deflection by Jalen Ramsey to end the first half. I'm going to say Cardinals need to get back to running the football. Eno Benjamin, James Conner need to go north and south, Cliff. None of this horizontal bullshit, right? I think the tone, we talked about it, for that red zone possession that they didn't get a touchdown really started because we're doing end arounds and James Conner direct snaps. I want the ball in Kyler Murray's hands, and I want my back, Saul, to go north and south.
I just can't. I can't envision a scenario where that's even going to happen. Like they get no push against that defensive line.
You think that's why they're going horizontal?
That's exactly why they're going horizontal. And honestly, I would just stick to the passing game. Like, listen, you got to milk the hell out of Dortch and Hollywood right now. Those are the two guys.
And Ertz.
But even Ertz is dropping balls. Like, come on, man. Like, I'm on the Dortch train even more so today than ever before. I love that guy. Honestly, he's one of our top 3 receivers. When Hopkins comes back, he is our third option.
Absolutely.
He is.
No question.
Dortches. Hopkins is always going to be
the older players, Frank, seem to be letting the Cardinals down. I mean, Ertz did not have a good half, dropped a touchdown. James Conner is dancing around out there. I don't know if he's still compromised. And then A.J. Green, 100-year-old A.J. Green, needs to be benched moving forward. Like, the young players for the Cardinals need to step up.
The young players do not have the Band-Aids that the Cardinals have from the past beating they took from coming off of last year.
Yeah.
The young guys, Dortch had some time in the preseason, got some reps on his belt, kind of got a feel that he can truly play at this level. Not only that, the Cardinals have done a great job. Look, Kyler came out and found some plays that give him an opportunity to go out and make plays, and that's all he's been able to do, and it's been special. It's a tale of two halves. It's a tale of two halves right now. We got to see the Cardinals come out. I agree with you 100%, Saul. They did not come ready for the fight. It did not look like that. The Rams have thrown the first couple of punches, but at the end of the day, we've seen this Cardinals come back and win the second half.
Talk about what you were talking about to me about the first half and what it looked like to you that the Cardinals were doing.
Look, we've seen it many times in myself. I've seen like that. The Cardinals come out with a scripted plays. We've seen that they came out in the first couple of plays, it was 12 personnel, and then on third down, we did something that was kind of erratic. What typically happens is that we have a script, 12 plays, and we're going to run that script no matter what happens, unless we get the drive going. But more than likely, we'll get back to that script on first and second down, and we're going to run those plays regardless. And the idea is just to find out what the defense is doing, how they're checking what they're doing versus those formations and those plays. The second quarter, we begin to see guys kind of move the ball a little bit differently, and so you'll see you should see our offense move a lot better in the second half.
I like what some people are suggesting in the chat. Where is Darrell Williams? He ran really effectively last week in the second half against the Raiders. Maybe that is the MO for the Cardinals to have a little bit more balance. 8 carries, 14 yards up front for the Arizona Cardinal running game. I mean, the Rams were much better. 8 carries, 40 yards. Nobody's really taken this game over up front offensively. To me, it's just you had the block punt, not ideal. You dropped an interception if you're Marco Wilson. So I think really to win this game, you have to force Matthew Stafford to be uncomfortable. The Cardinals, through, do my math now, 10 quarters of football, have 1 sack. That has to change.
Yeah, no, I agree. I also like, AJ Musselman in the chat said, Cliff has to stop calling these cute plays. They don't work. We talked about how it was kind of a drive killer a little bit when we tried to do the Wildcat and put Murray in motion, Kyler in motion, and it's like, why? Dude, you're good enough. You have to believe you're good enough. When you start doing cute shit like that around the goal line, you're telling the other team, we have to get tricky just to beat you, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like,
we can't man up.
If I see that from my perspective, I'm like, oh, look at these silly mother. Like that's how I would feel. Like, we got them. But the Cardinals are plenty good to compete with the Rams. Just go. Do what you got to do.
We got to continually trust Kyle in those positions, and we're not doing it. We're not doing a very good job of that.
Roll him out like you did at the end of the first half when you hit Dortch. Get him moving around.
Yeah, I mean, but you always got to look at this here, man. What guys are coming to play and ready to fight versus another opponent? And sometimes guys don't do that, and then they finally kind of figure out what the kind of tempo is and how to get their mindset ready. And I believe the guys have done that in the second quarter. Cliff kind of found some stuff that he feels that he can kind of work. That rollout play with Kyler was definitely there. Gregory Dortch is one of the players that's come ready to play.
Yeah.
You can expect him to make more plays in the second half. And Hollywood Brown. I think they're going to find a good balance between getting those guys the ball, because those two guys seem like they come ready to play. And that's important to see, because Kyler then begins to trust, and he can go out and just do what he normally does.
Nightingale Sunset, Trey McBride is a no-show yet again. What's the point of paying and drafting a tight end if you don't make the healthy group a primary focus? I completely agree. It's literally just Ertz out there. Well, Steven Anderson's playing, and so is Max Williams. You just don't throw to them. Saul had a good eye first possession. I couldn't believe it. Trey McBride was actually out there, so we got a snap or two. But especially with A.J. Green being beat up, like, do 2 tight end sets, Cliff, and run both Ertz and Trey McBride out there. I know it's just like, it's trial by fire. It's the NFL. You gotta rip the Band-Aid off at some point with Trey McBride.
That's the thing that I'm not, and how many times do we have to look at this damn defense and see Simmons and Zaven Collins both not on the field at the same time?
Which is a joke.
The one drive that just, they were getting 20-yard chunk plays time after time. Both those guys weren't even out there.
It's a borderline fireable offense.
So at some point, you have to sit there and say, okay, I understand I like veterans, but these veterans are trash compared to the rookies or these younger guys. Like, they are. Yeah. Like, you got to trust your talent. And if you can't trust them, you got to keep throwing them out there so they just go through it. We talked about the Ravens and how they seemingly have endless depth. You know why they have endless depth? Because they play their young players all the time. They put them in hot situations so they can learn in the games.
Zaven Collins looks better and better as the game goes on. He had a couple nice tackles at the line of scrimmage. He had a face mask that wasn't called, but we're not going to talk about that. Isaiah Simmons needs to be unleashed in the second half. I can't watch Ben Neiman play football. I can't watch Nick Vigil play football. The pass rush is non-existent. So you better figure it out, Vance, because Stafford, listen, he's got all day to throw, and he's got open receivers. They just haven't connected yet, and he's too comfortable, and that has to change. Now, they got after Derek Carr in the second half. Maybe they make the adjustments. Right now, you should make the adjustment. Check out gophnx.com. Become a member. Get one of our awesome shirts like the Hollywood Hills sign on Camelback. We've got a brand new touchdown celebration shirt. Check it out, PHNX Merchandise Locker. A reminder, myself, Frank Sanders, Saul Bookman, Bo Brock live from State Farm Stadium immediately following the game. Come right back to the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. But until then, enjoy the second half. Peace.